And we are here at Plymouth Regional High School for this matchup between the Pembroke Spartans and your home team, the Plymouth Regional High School Bobcats, and we are underway.
Today, pitching for the Bobcats will be Garrett Demas, number 11, on the mound.
At bat for the Spartans is Justin Legier. He'll be in center field. Following that will be Cole Hapgood, Jared Murray pitching, Cam Nixon, Hayden Drew, Connor Monto, Dom Riccio, Jeff Wagner, and Nate Cassidy, as that one is a quick out for the Bobcats. Bobcats' second game of the season. Last game against Bo, I believe.
Yeah, last game they played Bo and lost by 3 runs, I believe. It was 6-3 or 9-6, I believe.
This is a veteran group. I was able to talk to the guys before the season started. I was able to talk to Coach Boyle. And, this is a team only graduated a few players, and, hopefully they're looking for a deeper playoff run this year, coming off another playoff appearance, though.
Yeah, I got a good group of seniors. Behind the plate, we have Ben Olmstead. The outfield full of seniors, Ryan Finkel, Danny Carey, and a nice base hit.
That's going to be a single for Hapgood, the shortstop, and Pembroke is on board with a hit today so far. So good, with 1 out in the first.
Demas seems to be throwing pretty hard down the plate, and he's got some pretty good accuracy, and let's see how Pembroke responds. Oh, looks like another good base hit.
And I think it looks like they're going to stop him at third, and that will be a double for Murray, the pitcher, helping his own cause today. And they are off to a hot start here for the Spartans. Spartans coming in at 0-1 so far in this young season and just trying to get an early lead. Up now for the Spartans is Cam Nixon, the catcher. Wind up. Swing and a miss there for Demas. I mean, you guys know the names better than I do.
Try our best.
With the windup, that'll be a called strike. Down 0-2 right now is Nixon, trying to knock in a couple runners for the Spartans.
Garrett Demas has Nixon right where he wants him. Ooh.
That one gets away, and that is going to be a pass ball, and the Spartans are going to score and advance to third, and it is quickly 1-0 in the favor of the away team. That one just getting away from Demas there, and he's going to have to mount this very quickly if he wants to come out of this less scathed.
Count 2-1.
Or 1-2.
1-2 rather.
Sizable lead at third.
Ooh.
The close one there. I thought it was right at the knees, but I guess the official disagreeing.
Count 2-2.
Wind up high and outside. And we have a full count here. Demas feeling the pressure, seeing what he has in store for Nixon. And that'll be a walk as we have guys on the corners now for the Spartans. And that'll bring up number 7, Hayden Drew, the right fielder.
Demas
Withing
just got
get a little bit of a double play ball here as the lefty comes up to the plate. Wind up.
swing and a miss.
That's what Demas has to do here. Not try and go too deep into counts and just try and play the small ball, as he is a man right at third. Demas with the windup.
A little high.
Nixon, the catcher, with a sizable lead there at first. Demas might want to peek over there. Obviously tough with the runner on third, though.
Yeah, very true.
Pitch, and that one will be rattled off against the cage. Not the start Demas wanted, I'm sure, but still has a chance to come out of this with just one run allowed. Third base is in just a little bit, with shortstop playing pretty deep in the gap.
One of Plymouth's struggles in the past few years has been not having many pitchers available for the team.
Well, hopefully they can right that ship this year, as that's a pitch out right there.
Yeah.
A little bit of a wasted pitch.
Feel Pembroke dugouts kind of get into Demas's head.
Yeah, a little bit. And he's off, is the catcher, and he's going to throw down, and it'll be too late, and that'll be a stolen base for the catcher, Nixon. And he got in there pretty easily. I mean, the throw wasn't bad, a little high, but just way too late on that one. He got a good jump, had a good lead. No surprise there, and that takes away the double play threat.
No. Slow pitch by Olmsted, or slow pitch by Demas. Yeah, that was a good throw by Olmsted, but
And that'll be another walk, as Drew, the right fielder, gets the base. And we have a bases loaded situation here right in the first, and this is not how the Bobcats wanted to start off. And this will be Connor Monto, the left fielder.
only one out.
Force at any base. That'll be a strike right in
Solid
there.
pitch.
Yeah, at this point, you don't have to try and get too cute with your pitches. Just attack, try and paint the outside corner. Try and get something on the ground where you can have an easy force out. That's a swing and a miss right there by number 12, Monto. As he's just going to try and whiff at that one. Demas with the windup. And that is a strikeout. Big time strikeout there for Demas, as he's feeling the heat with the bases loaded, but now he has 2 outs and has a way of getting out of this with just 1 run earned. And that's going to bring up Riccio for the Spartans. Dom Riccio, the third baseman.
Ooh. It's a good pitch by Demas, just a little low.
Demas with the windup. And that's going to be a high pitch, but he goes for it, is Riccio. And that'll even this count up 1-1. I mean, if you're Riccio, all you're trying to do right now is just put a ball in play here and see what can happen.
Ooh.
Right down the plate, that seemed like to be his pitch right there, but no doing. And we are 1 pitch away, 1 strike away from ending this with just 1 run for the Spartans. And that's a big strikeout right there for Demas, as he allows a run. Kind of had a shaky start, but he was able to strike out the side for the last 2 outs. And we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back for the Panthers batting. We are back here as the Bobcats are down 1-0 to the Pembroke Spartans. And Garrett here is going to give us the starting lineup for your Bobcats.
All right, thanks, Colin. So starting off for the Bobcats, got Henry Green at shortstop. Then next, Owen Brickley at second base, Mike Hogan third base, Garrett Demas pitching, Nick Qualey at first base, Danny Carey at center field, Ben Olmsted, senior captain and catcher, Ryan Finkel at right field, and lastly, Tony Velez at left field. Starting for the Bobcats, we got Henry Green. Low pitch.
Yeah, and I remember a bunch of these guys. I did a bunch of the Plymouth men's basketball games this year, and obviously a lot of familiar faces. I didn't know. Did they wind up making playoffs?
Basketball?
Yeah.
I believe.
That's a rope right there, but a
Ooh.
great play.
Oh, dropped.
Dropped, rather, by the shortstop. Hapgood. Wow, I thought we were going to have a highlight reel play right there. Just cannot hold on to it, and that's going to be a hit right there for
Henry Green.
For Henry Green.
Oh, sorry. And, for basketball, I'm pretty sure they either lost first round or they didn't make it at all. So it was kind of a heartbreaker season for the Bobcats in basketball.
Well, they were back and forth, hovering around 500, but from what I saw, they had a pretty good season.
Yeah.
And this is going to be Owen Brickley with the pitch, fouls that one off. As Henry Green maybe tries to get a quick steal here.
Watch out for that shortstop. Looks like he's a talented player. Number 4 for Pembroke.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you have to be athletic just to be in position to make that play. And, obviously he came up a little short here. And we're going to see the third baseman up quite a bit here on the infield grass. And with the windup. And he's going.
Ooh, it's going to be a close one. Good job.
That was going to be a close one if the throw was a little more centered. But that's going to be a stolen base for Henry Green. That's what the Bobcats like to do, be aggressive on the base paths, use their athleticism to their advantage. And now we have a runner in scoring position early here for the Bobcats.
It looks like for the first 3 guys at bat for the Bobcats are the quickest guys as well, so it looks like we'll be seeing a lot of stealing. That was a very good breaking ball.
Solid breaking ball there, slow, so if they can time that out just right, they should be able to get a good meet on the bat on that.
Yeah, it was a good strategy by the pitcher. Owen Brickley is right on his fastball, so just trying to change it up a little bit.
Here's the windup. Right down, he makes contact, and the shortstop will go to first, and that's going to be out.
Ooh.
But it advances the runner. A solid job there by Brickley.
Bobcats in attacking position to at least get 1 run in by the end of the inning.
This will bring up Mike Hogan, the third baseman. Number 3 for the Bobcats.
Mike Hogan, an elite baseball player for the Plymouth Bobcats, had one of the best batting averages in the state, I believe, and made All-State last year. As he puts one right down the middle and gets a run in for the Bobcats.
Big time score right there as the Bobcats tie it up at 1 here. We're seeing some early offensive flares there on both sides. And the Bobcats, I knew it was going to happen once, almost saying Panthers, but and the Bobcats are on the board and looking to attack even more.
Demas, the pitcher, trying to get a little bit of revenge for the Spartans.
Pitch. Thought about it. Low strike, but they're going to call it.
I want to call that an off-speed pitch because that was not the fastest ball I've seen from this pitcher, but it really did trip Demas up a little bit. Pitcher checks Hogan.
It's Murray, the lefty, has a clear sight of Hogan at first. But wind up and pitch a little high. Obviously, Demas trying to add to the hit party here. And this one is hit high. But I believe it's going to be an easy play for the left fielder. And that'll bring Hogan back to first.
2 outs. And the game is tied 1-1.
And that'll bring up Nick Quayle. And the last time I remember seeing him is he just went absolutely insane at a basketball game, hitting 4 threes. And I think the line of the game was just getting so ridiculous. It literally was just party at Quailey's. And, I mean, big reason for their success this year is the pitcher signs over to first, no good.
Yeah, Quailey's a very gifted athlete here at Plymouth, and a very well-respected student as well.
And the pitch, and that'll slide, and that'll be safe for Mike Hogan as he gets to second, which is big right now as they have a 2-out runner in scoring position opportunity here with the opportunity to take a 2-1 lead on a cloudy day in Bobcat Nation. Quailey looking to take the lead. Ropes this one to left, but I believe it's going to be in foul territory. Not going to be able to get that is number 7, Drew. Light wind here today. Nothing too much that should drastically affect the game.
Grass at center field looks a little rough.
A little muddy out there.
Yeah, that's where we would practice at the end of our end of our football season, rather.
There we go,
Right
a line, and that's gonna possibly
Hogan's gonna go home.
Score, and Hogan
gonna
will
make
slide, and he'll get in there without a slide. But I believe
Ouch! Not gonna count.
Quailey will be out at second. I believe the run will score, but Quailey will be gunned down at second base, trying to get a little too happy. And we're gonna take a break here, and we'll see you at the top of the second. And we are back here for the top of the second, as the Bobcats take a 2-1 lead thanks to RBIs by Mike Hogan and Nick Quailey. Unfortunately, Quailey was gunned down at second, but we are off here as Demas gets the first pitch in. And this is Wagner, the second baseman for the Spartans.
It's going to be key for Demas to come in with some confidence in the beginning of the inning.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be another strike. Attacking the knee area here is Demas. He's going to try and get another quick out like he did last inning. The pitch definitely went. That easy call, swing and a miss. See you later. And that will be a strikeout for Wagner. The third for Demas so far. So obviously had the first inning jitters, first game of the season for him pitching, but he seems to have rattled off the cage and has a little more confidence, like you said.
Yeah.
And this is going to be Cassidy, the first baseman in the 9 spot. It'll be a ball.
A little low for Demas, blowing outside.
Hopefully the rain can hold off today. This Plymouth cannot get a break here. Really, all of New England just having trouble keeping the precipitation out of the way with the pitch. And that's a swing. Seemed half committed on that one. We're going to get a new baseball here for Demas. Inside sources tell me that former Bobcat legend Colin Sullivan might be in the building soon. I'm sure he'll be shaking every hand he sees. And
then some.
Yeah. Demas with the pitch. Swing, this will be fouled off out of play. Demas getting another new ball. Demas really needs to attack right now. I say he just goes right at him, especially in the 9 spot. Not much to lose with 1 out as well. The pitch, and that'll be a high fly ball, and we're gonna see if Hogan has a chance. No good, way too far out of play. Now, the dimensions for this field are a lot farther than I thought. 315, 350 straight center, and I'm not quite sure what we have over here, but, pretty similar to what we have over at Panther Park in Plymouth State.
Yeah, it is a pretty big field considering most high school fields in around the state.
That one was high and up. And Demas the count to 2-2 here. Demas with the windup. Oh, that'll be, sorry, it was a 3. It was a full count rather, and that'll put Cassidy at first. It's his 3rd walk of the day for Demas, and that's kind of how he got in trouble last inning. He's going to really have to work on that control here as we are back at the top of the order as Legier, the center fielder who made an out last inning, is back up at the plate with a man on first.
3 walks and 3 strikeouts, huh?
Evens out, I suppose, as that'll be a first pitch strike. Obviously, it's hard a little bit. We're all the way out in the snack shack here to catch all the ins and outs behind catcher.
That was a great breaking ball by Demas.
Very good off-speed stuff right there. You know, you never really know where he's going with it.
Yeah, honestly. Just have that dynamic as a pitcher, and he hasn't really shown much more than speed. So
showing it on both sides with the windup, and that'll be a strike. And that'll be a strikeout, his 4th of the game. And Legier's 0-2 to start this. And obviously with the big inning last time, I mean, they left 3 on base, but they've already batted to the top of the order, and this is going to be Hapgood who had a single in the last inning. Nice orange bat. That's clear to see. And he is off, and it's a pitch and run. Nice play. I don't think he's going to have a play, and he does. Ooh. Unbelievable play by number 8, Owen Brickley, the second baseman, off his feet, on his body, making that throw from his knees, and he gets him. It was a bang play, but the Bobcats come out unscathed, and we will be back for the Bobcats order. Go. Yep. And we are back here at Bobcat Field. I'm not sure if that's the official name of it, but we have Dan Carey here, the center fielder, up at the plate. Oh, hesitated right there was Carey, and you could obviously tell he was half committed on that swing and pulled trigger a little too late. The pitch, high and away.
Danny Carey, son of Jim Carey, athletic director here at Plymouth Regional High School.
The guy who hooked me up with these with this sweet Plymouth what is it called, sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Ride in style, and that's going to be a high swing right there, totally out of the zone for Carey, but it's still a 1-2 count, trying to get a hit on this one.
I would say the Cares are all about hospitality.
I bet. No, very welcoming school, great people all around. Obviously Paul Ferentz, it's my guy. He was there for he was there for almost like the whole state wrestling tournament. It was like 4 or 5 hours. Swinging, Danny Carey cannot get that one, and that'll be a K for the young Carey, and that'll bring up Ben Olmstead, the catcher, and he's gonna try and get some more run support for the Bobcats. So I'm not well versed with the Bobcats baseball team. Is home runs, has that been a trend in the past years?
Very few. Once in a blue moon, because you hear it all around school once it does happen.
I bet. And that'll be a quick strike to Olmstead. And Olmstead, a 4-year starter here for the Bobcats, been handling the catching duties for quite some time now, as he's just trying to propel his team in his senior year. Again, these off-speed pitches are coming in very slow, but at a great angle right now for Murray, and he's dealing.
That's another struggle for the Bobcats. As you can see, sometimes the bats are hot and sometimes they aren't. It all depends on the order, and that's really been the plague for the Bobcats past couple of years.
Hopefully they can find some lightning in a bottle today in this gloomy New Hampshire day. And nice. That's a rope
nice contact.
Up middle. And that'll put Olmstead to first, and the Bobcats are back on the base paths.
I believe that was a breaking ball, so he finally sat on it for a little bit and waited for it to actually come to him and made some contact for it, and got Ben Olmstead here at first.
There we go, right up the gap. And we got Ryan Finkel up, the right fielder, number 19. He's going to try and advance this runner.
I want to say Finkel was...
A little bit of off the mound. Check it up.
I want to say Finkel was the one that hit the home run last year.
Well, maybe we'll get a little more of that today, hopefully. Murray with the windup, throws over, and that's going to be thrown away. And Olmsted's better get on his horse, but it doesn't matter as it's out of play. And that's a great job right there by the Bobcats. I mean, Olmsted probably wasn't thinking about going there. Didn't have a great lead, but forces Murray into a bad situation, a bad throw, and that advances him into scoring position here for the Bobcats in the second inning.
I would say one thing about Olmsted, he's not known for his wheels. Wasn't even thinking about stealing.
The pitch, high. So is Olmsted a football player as well, right?
Yeah, he was our senior quarterback for this year's state championship.
There we go, state champ.
He's used to winning. A man used to winning.
Any thoughts on the college level? As that one is roped to left center, and they're going to have to communicate out there, and almost a collision, but that will get Olmsted to third, and he's going all the way. Oh, but no, and he won't. He thought about it. I don't know. I mean, halfway through, I thought maybe
I would have gone.
I think I would have gone. I mean, we talk about not known for his wheels, but Murray seemed to be fumbling around with the ball there, and I think he was very caught off guard to see Olmsted halfway to home, and just it looked like he froze a little bit there, but Olmsted making the conservative decision to stay at third and hoping that Tony Valles, the left fielder, will be able to get him in.
Yeah, pitcher just checked second to see if he even tagged second base or even touched or if he held.
I think he had a shot there, honest to God. But here's Velez. The windup almost getting away. And Olmsted looking to be aggressive here, getting a great jump at third. No one really covering him over there. Is Riccio.
I want to say that collision for Pembroke almost. I want to say not to point fingers, but I would like to say it was number 7 here in the right field.
Well, it's always center field's ball when it comes to things like that. You have to communicate. You got to be the quarterback out there. And that'll be a quick strike. As Murray looks to gun down Velez. And that'll be another strike as the count goes to 1-2 with a man on third.
Velez got to protect the plate here for the Bobcats, see if anything can happen. Maybe a little base hit to get Olmsted into home.
The righty Velez against the lefty Murray. The windup. Oh, and a swing and a pitch, but it's in the dirt, and he'll run to first. And that'll be an out for the Bobcats as they leave a man on third. And that'll be the end of the second inning. We'll see you at the top of the third, Bobcat Nation. And we are good to go here for the top of the third inning. And we are going to have Murray, the pitcher, up, who had a double in his last at-bat. Demas still out there. Quick ball. Weather staying consistent here today. Demas with the pitch.
A little high.
A little wide. Not a huge crowd today, at least so far. People seem to be piling in, start of the second, third. And Demas with the windup. Out high and outside. It'll be a 3-1 count for the Bobcats. Or for Murray, rather. Demas trying to get out of this one with the windup and pitch. And that'll be away, and that'll be a walk for Murray. His second time on base.
Olmsted coming to Demas for a little word of wisdom here.
A little pat on the butt, just tell him, everything's going to be all right. That is Demas' 4th walk of the game, which is a little alarming. But he's been able to get out of these jams. Already thrown, obviously, a lot of pitches right there. I mean, between that, 16 pitches right there, at least, with the balls, and most of them have been full counts. But that'll bring up Nixon, the catcher, who also advanced on a walk last, and with Demas with the pitch. That'll be a quick strike, so hopefully, the talk between Olmsted worked out. Don't be surprised to see Murray go.
Doesn't look like the Plymouth Bobcat coaching staff is too worried. Doesn't have any other pitchers warming up. I think they really believe in Demas's. Good
And
throw
that's
by
going to be
Olmsted.
close, and that's going to be
an
an out. A nice throw by the catcher, Olmsted, the senior, with some heads-up play right there, and that is going to erase the batter. And what a play by when you have that veteran leadership, you kind of pick up things like that. And he's proving that right now, as there's no runners on base for the Spartans. It was close, though. It was very close.
Very close. It was a good call.
Demas with the pitch, and that'll be fouled out of play. The wind up low, bouncing there. Demas taking his time out there on the mound, no rush. The pitch, it'll be inside. Having to turn away was Nixon. Demas with the windup.
In the dirt.
Again in the dirt. So how many former football players do we have here? Or fellow football players, I should say.
Former and fellow. We got Owen Brickley, that's one. Danny Carey's our kicker. Ben Olmsted.
Big time strikeout. Sorry to interrupt you there.
Sorry, I wasn't even paying attention.
And that is a lot of the players thinking that was two. They might have thought it was three, but they're just going around the horn here. And that'll be a big time strikeout, his fifth of the game for Demas. And as you were saying.
Yeah, as I was saying, so in total, there's about 8 Bobcats that play football as well.
Plymouth known as a quick strike in there for Demas. Plymouth obviously known for multi-sport athletes. They love playing, multiple seasons, and, I love to see that. Demas is going to wheel again, or deal rather, low and away.
I would say even the better majority of seniors and other football players do play lacrosse as well. So that's another thing to take in consideration on that.
Hand in hand, Demas with the pitch. Breaking ball there, gets him to go. And will be Drew, the right fielder, who also was one of the players who accrued a walk in the last inning, or first inning, rather. And that'll be a big-time strikeout for Demas, his 6th of the game. And we will see you at the bottom of the 3rd inning as the Bobcats come up to the plate. Welcome back, Bobcat Nation, and this will be the top of the 3rd, and I believe this is Henry Green back to the top of the order here for the Bobcats. I'm joined, of course, with my man Garrett here, and we got some football, and we got some baseball underway. Bobcats trying to add to that lead. Murray still on the mound. Mid and away right there for Murray.
Yeah, Murray seems to keep going to his breaking ball for a safety net, and for the first time today, I want to say it didn't work for him.
As he gets that one, a big swing right there for Green, who advanced on a single last time. Murray taking his time at the plate, or at the on the pitcher's mound. With the wind up the lefty, Green making good contact with that one, just right out of play for the shortstop. And we have lefty on lefty here right now. It's a matchup you want to see if you're Pembroke. Murray dealing. Wow. That one was a ball, a very close pitch to call. But it goes in favor of the Bobcats here. Green taking his time in the batter's box. The windup, making contact with that one, but the shortstop has it.
Rounds it very clean.
That'll be no good for Green as he heads back to the bench. And that'll bring up Owen Brickley, the second baseman. Did not make a hit last inning. Brickley trying to get another rally going. Murray with the clutch and go.
Brickley, three-sport athlete for Plymouth Bobcats. Plays football, plays basketball, and obviously baseball.
The windup blowing away. And was he a running back or a wildcat? Was that?
He kind of had tough luck for this season because we had most of our seniors back, and so last year, Brickley got injured in our semifinal game against St. Thomas, and he was playing quarterback, he was playing running back when our other captain got injured. You know, he's a man that can do it all, really.
Man of the people as he tries to get the Bobcats back as he advances to first base. So getting on base for the first time is Brickley. And I remember, I believe if I'm thinking of the right guy, I worked football camp, and he was like, I just remember seeing the Bobcat on the decal, and I was like, oh, and he was like, well, I play wildcat quarterback, I don't really want to, but he's like,
he
but
loves
that's
playing
what I do.
wideout. I know that's what he wants to play when he's thinking about playing in college as well.
What grade is he in again?
He's a junior.
Oh, nice.
Senior next year. Also picked captain for football.
There we go.
Yeah.
The windup, and Brickley is off. A nice throw here will get him, and that's going to be an out.
Ouch for Brickley.
A perfect throw right there by Nixon, and that'll get Brickley out. Obviously, we've seen already on both sides many attempts stealing the bases, and obviously that one not going the Bobcats' way, and it'll be 2 outs with no on for Hogan. Hogan had a single in the last inning and also one of the RBIs to put the Bobcats up 2-1. Kind of a check swing there that'll be fouled off.
Hogan trying to kill it because he can hit it. He just doesn't know. And Hogan, he told me earlier today, he loves to place his hits and to where he thinks it's weakest for the defense.
That'll be a ball right there.
Outside pitch for Murray.
And you're making contact there, but will be fouled softly to the third. Third baseman having a little trouble with that one. Goes through his legs. A little Buckner for you, but
Looks like a fairly young team for Pembroke. I mean, just looking at the faces and the size of them.
yeah, not too much size for him out there. Is Hogan trying to stay alive here in the third inning for the Bobcats, trying to get something going.
Hogan, very patient out there. He doesn't look stressed at all, even though he's got 2 strikes on him.
Murray with the windup. Pitches Hogan. And that'll be picked up easily by Murray. And that'll end the third inning for the Bobcats. The score still 2-1 in favor of your Bobcats. And we will head to break real quick, and we'll be back for the top of the fourth. And we are back here as Demas is still on the mound going up against Monto, the left fielder who struck out in the first.
Low ball for Demas.
Demas. Another ball here for Demas.
Looks like we have Nick Qualey's fan base here at center field.
The wind starting to pick up just a little bit.
A little brisk.
Demas with the pitch. That'll be a 3-0 count for Monto. Sorry, we don't have all the pronunciations, so if I'm butchering some names,
Apologies in advance.
That'll be a strike, getting it to 3-1. Demas trying to, locate some of his pitches a little bit better, a little more consistently. Obviously, strikeouts haven't been a problem in allowing base runners, but he has lit up, 4 walks, and that'll be the 5th walk of the game. And at some point, you got to think about his arm here if you're Coach Boyle, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walks here. And you might see someone warming up fairly soon, but it seems to have some confidence in him.
Yeah.
Trying to get him to at least 70, 80 pitches.
Yeah.
And that'll bring up Riccio. Riccio struck out in his last at-bat. The third baseman trying to advance this runner here and take back this lead.
To Demas' credit, he's been very consistent. A few walks and then has a few strikeouts.
He's got lucked out by some good defense, some good pickoffs, obviously by the catcher Olmstead. We saw that in the last inning. He got him bailed out a little bit, but also, has done a good job of not allowing, things to balloon besides the first inning. With the windup, and he is off. Olmstead not going to really have a chance at this one, as
he had a very
Monto
good lead.
had a great lead at that, had a great jump, and easily slides into second.
Yeah, he was about like halfway, and Demas' windup.
Demas a little slower, pitching out of the stretch. That'll be a strike for Riccio. Demas with the windup. Doesn't seem like Monto is going to try here again. This one's roped to left field, and it looks like they'll have a play on it, and they do.
Tony Velez with the grab.
Great grab right there by Velez, having to come in towards more left center, really having to field a lot of ground right there, but gets a nice play, gets it back into infield.
Danny Carey giving some encouragement to Demas.
And this will be Wagner, the second baseman, who struck out in his last at-bat. Obviously, Demas trying to replicate that.
And Plymouth Bobcats shortstop really feels confident in getting a guy on second.
And they've done a good job both teams really have done a good job of getting players in scoring position, just have not been able to finish. I'd like to see the numbers of runners in scoring positions. That is a big strike. Demas trying to get out of this one. Another one with zeros on the board.
Yeah, like you said, I'd like it to be a little bit more hits. There's not really much hits. It's more like walks, strikeouts.
A little bit of a pitcher's duel right now.
Yeah.
Pitch, and that one it will get by Olmstead, and that'll advance the runner to third. Is Monto. Now the pressure's on a little bit. Heat in the kitchen is turned up just a little bit, and Demas is going to have to really work on this control here if he wants to end this inning with no runners allowed. Here's Demas up against Wagner. That'll be swung and fielded cleanly.
Smart play by the Bobcats as Owen Brickley throws to first, and and sometimes you just got to allow that run.
But Wagner gets him in, as this one is all tied up at 2. As Demas has nobody on base now and just going to try and get out of this inning with a tied ball game. That'll be a quick strike. Demas with the windup. Big strike there. With 2 outs here in the inning. Demas pitching faster, it seems. It seems like he's picked up the pace here, and it works out. It works out to his advantage, and Demas will allow 1 run, and this will tie it up here at 2 apiece, and we will see you at the bottom of the 4th And we are back here for the bottom of the 4th inning as the Bobcats try and retake the lead, and that's a big hit out to left center. And a nice catch there by the center fielder. Leger, as that one had to been hit at least, maybe to at least 300 feet. If it was a little more to the left, it might have been out of here.
Yeah, Dima's starting to quick for the Bobcats, seeing how he's hungry.
He was trying to help his own cause here, just not enough here. As we talked about the dimensions of the field, obviously a lot bigger than what you normally see for New Hampshire high school ball, or really any high school ball. But that'll be a quick out here. And this will be Nick Quayle as he makes contact.
Quayle is somebody that you want on base. His versatility and speed.
Lefty versus lefty matchup, and this one will be to left field, and it'll get down, and it'll be fair. And no, it will be foul. I thought that one was going to drop in between the lines, and probably would have put Quayle at least second base, but no dice. We'll get back to the plate, try and replicate that, just put a little more in play.
And not going to be too surprised to see this breaking ball coming back from Murray.
Murray dealing. That one will be
Ooh,
tagged,
bobbles it. Murray bobbles it.
That'll be out as Murray does a great job of recovering after bobbling that one, as they will go around the horn. And that'll bring up Dan Carey as he struck out in his last at-bat, but trying to get the guys back on the board.
Here with 2 outs, just going to see if we can get a 2-out rally here for the Bobcats. Couple sprinkles.
Yeah.
See a couple sprinkles.
Couple sprinkles, not good news for us as we are not covered by anything, but Murray deals. Nice swing on that one, and that'll be a hit for Carey as he's on first, thinking about two. No one at first base to really challenge him, takes a big lead, but
hanging on.
A 2-out single for Carey, and that'll bring up number 12, Ben Olmstead, the catcher, who had a single last inning and 2 innings ago.
Like I said, maybe we could see a 2-out rally here, see if the Bobcats can catch up back on the lead.
Oh, that would be huge. A nice lead there for Carey. We are seeing some sprinkles out there. Murray deals. That's hit hard up the middle, but that'll be an easy out for the Spartans as the Bobcats leave 1 on the base paths, and we will see you at the top of the 5th inning for this Bobcats versus Pembroke Spartans game. And we are back here as Demas still on the mound, and that'll be a quick pop-up, and Olmstead's going to have a chance at this one, and he does, and he gets it.
Good for Ben. Good
communication there between the third baseman and Olmstead, obviously not wanting any collisions there. And that'll be a quick out. I believe that was Cassidy. And we are starting to see a little more rain. But we will play on here in Bobcat Nation. I believe this is going to be Leger, who 0 for 2 so far. The orange bat. That'll be a quick strike.
The famous Pembroke Spartans orange bat.
And the infamous bat. One of Demas's 6 strikeout victims today, hoping Demas can get another one in there. I'm getting away from Olmstead. No man on base, so doesn't matter. He can take his time. Demas with the windup, gets that to pop up, and going to see some action in right field. A nice catch right there by Ryan Finkel. It's a big out, and that'll be a quick 2 outs there for the Bobcats. Demas finding a groove here today, only allowing 2 runs so far, 6 Ks. We've been around the order a couple times. Obviously trying to conserve this tie for the time being. Demas with the windup. Low and outside.
Demas a little bit relaxed here. Nobody on. He's got 2 outs. Nothing really to worry about.
Demas dealing. Again, low and outside. Same spot.
And Demas the pitch. Same spot.
Really staying away from Hapgood here, avoiding the inside of the plate. So there's a 3-0 count right now for Hapgood, the shortstop. It's been 1 for 2 today, and that'll be a strike as it will be still a hitter's count. But Demas playing exceptionally right now, 2 runs through 5 or 4. And that'll be a walk, and at some point you got to think about that it is his 5th walk of the game, 5th or 6th walk, so it might be time to get someone warming up in the pen just for long term. I think he can still squeeze out maybe another inning, but obviously you want to conserve the arm. It's a long season. And sorry, that was Murray at the plate, the pitcher. Which will bring up Nixon, the catcher. He's done a good job, Demas, of keeping runners on their toes. Obviously, there's been stolen bases on both sides, but there has been a couple of throw or pitch outs, really, that worked in their favor. Demas with the pitch. Making contact there is Nixon. Struck out in his last at-bat, but also walked in the first.
Really starting to have a consistent sprinkle here today at Plymouth.
Yeah, that's 6 walks so far. And, hopefully if it stays like this, we should be fine. We've seen much worse.
Yeah, we have.
The pitch, that'll be high and away. Almost at the head of Nixon, but Demas trying to get out of this one, keeping the game tied. And he goes. It'll be a hit ball, but a nice bounce, and that'll be an out for the Bobcats. And Demas gets unscathed in that inning, and we will see you down at the bottom of the 5th, where the Bobcats will try and take the lead. We are back here. We have a new color commentator. Is athletic director Jim Carey. How you doing, Jim?
Doing great, Colin. Good to be here. Had to take over for our boy. He did a good job, didn't he?
He did. He did a good job. You guys breed him well here.
Garrett's a good man. He's gonna do well. He's gonna do well going off to college and hopefully help a college down there, a program. I think it's Endicott. Is he?
Mm-hmm. Yep, Endicott.
Yep. So
he's gonna make contact there. But yeah, obviously Gatorade Player of the Year. One of several hopefuls to play in college over the next couple of years, and hopefully he can compete at the next level.
Yeah, as you know, we're fortunate to live in a town here that has the college right down the road.
Mm-hmm.
You know how competitive and difficult it is to be a college athlete for 4 years. So
that'll be a roped to center field, but an easy out.
That was a good cut by
Finkel.
By Finkel, yeah. Ryan's he's played a nice couple games here to start the season in right field. Good defensive plays and had some decent, good at bats as well.
Yeah, we saw him in the last. I think it was the 3rd inning, make a nice play in right field, and this will bring up Tony Velez, the left fielder, as he was unable to make a hit in his last at bat. Murray dealing high. We're still seeing both pitchers in so far, going into the 5th inning.
Yeah, this is a second year of them using pitch counts instead of innings, so it's a little bit trickier for the coaches than it used to be.
Yeah, and he's going to make contact there to the shortstop. He'll have no trouble with that one. Clean play, and that'll be a quick out for Velez, but that'll bring up Henry Green, the shortstop, and he'll try and get this Bobcats rally going. And like you say, so what is the pitch count exactly?
I don't have it at the top of my head. I'm sorry that I don't. It's just new to me. I used to coach way back when, and it used to be if you went into the 5th inning, you had to have 3 full days of rest. Now it's, if you reach 75, you might need, I think, the 3 days or 2 days. If it goes up a little higher than that, then you need longer. So it's a bit trickier than it used to be, but I think they're trying to, obviously, safety for the kids' arms is a main concern.
I mean, when you're talking about 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, you got to save their arms. It's like that old, when you're a kid, don't throw a curveball because you throw your arm out. Kind of thing. Right.
Of course, I had my Little League coach teaching me a bender.
Yeah.
They used to have the curveball, and Jim Carrey would say, and that was about the extent of it. It was my Little League career, and it was over.
That one will be inside, and we're going to get time here.
That probably helps Pembroke a little bit. Henry's been really swinging the bat well.
Definitely.
Got to love those lefties when they have those nice pure swings, and Henry's got a good-looking swing for sure.
Yeah, part of the reason he's playing at the top of the order, trying to be the catalyst for this Bobcats offense, and this will bring up Owen Brickley, who reached on a walk last inning, and this will bring the catcher in and the manager. This might be it for Murray, and we will see. You'd think he'd be able to get out of this inning at least with 2 outs.
Yeah, and again, it's both these pitchers. I came in a little bit late. We have a lot of events going on today. I was down at softball at D&M Field in front of the college, and girls were down 1-0 in I think it was the top of the 3rd. Now we have girls lacrosse up on the field above us, and then girls tennis going. So it's
there we go.
It's a nice day. So I got down here, but both pitchers seem to be pounding that strike zone pretty well, and they're not wasting a lot of the pitches. And this umpire is doing Brewster Gove has got a nice wide open strike zone, which I like early in the year at high school baseball.
Definitely.
For sure.
Ease back into it. It's just great to see spring sporting events happening again in Plymouth, on both the college and the high school level.
Yeah, we have our grounds crew here, too. Jim Blake leads our ground crew and does an incredible job. It's always a balance between ADs and grounds crews to try to, when do you get out on the field, how early, the grass is still a little dormant, but he's been accommodating and always has been, and then just preps these fields going into the winter, and then early spring, a little nervous getting on here, but it's held up nicely. So.
Yeah, and now we have lacrosse on the men's field, on the football field.
We do. We had a situation. We have a renovation going on the vocational side. I believe our vocational building was built. And the vocational end of the building was early 80s, and it hadn't been touched since around 1980, early 80s. So much needed. A lot of construction and debris on that side, so we're not.
That'll be popped up, and I think they're going to have a play on it, and they will, and that will. Oh, but he can't get it.
Yeah, we got a second chance here. Owen's going to hopefully make him pay for it. Oftentimes that can hurt you.
Oh, definitely. It's all about the unforced errors, obviously mistakes, stuff like that, in all sports, really. And you got to make the easy ones, and the Bobcats obviously getting a break there. Is Brickley, one of their better hitters, getting another swing at this.
Well, Colin, you've had a heck of a year this year playing at Plymouth State football in all levels. It's a matter of limiting your mistakes.
Definitely.
If you think you're going to play the perfect game, you're going to be a frustrated athlete.
Yeah.
So that's a key point that you mentioned for these high school kids to learn. That's, as a past coach and now athletic director, you try to stress upon these kids not to beat themselves up over their mistakes. And it's the better ones are the ones that can shed those mistakes and be ready to make the next play. And that's the key to all levels of athletics, but especially these high school kids. They need to learn that even more so.
Yeah, they have to have a next play mentality. You can't dwell on things because then it's just going to pile up.
There we go.
And there we go. Brickley with a base hit, and that'll advance the runner to second. Now we have a 2 men on with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Mike Hogan, the third baseman, as he's trying to take a lead here for the Bobcats. And like you said, it's we see it now. We have 2 men on. It just you got to have those breaks here and there, especially with baseball. One play could really be the difference.
It's incredible, isn't it? You've been watching the Sox and some of the epic comebacks they've had early in this year where everybody thought they were out of it. So
the game's never over, too.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
7-run innings happen more often than you think.
Yep. Mikey's he's been a nice quality player for us in many sports. Just a solid 3-sport athlete, as many of these kids are, which we encourage. And but baseball, he's got a nice little swing too. I wasn't here to see his first at bat, so I'm not sure exactly how he did. But
He had a single.
He's
an RBI
he's
single.
He's one of our better offense and defense players.
Yeah.
But he can hopefully make them pay for that dropped ball.
That'll be an outside pitch from Murray. And yeah, I mean, there seems to be a trend here at this school that so many multi-sport athletes all over the board.
Again, I came here in 1987 when I was still at Plymouth State College, a student, and I started coaching here. And long-time athletic. Well,
and Murray's going to go up the middle.
It's going to be hard to get him.
And he's going to be safe. And they're going to make
him out at first.
I think they called him safe at first, but they called him out at home.
Ooh.
Which is a tough way to end that because you hate to make the last out there. And, obviously Henry Green has some speed, but just, not the Ricky Henderson speed.
No, I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure Coach Boyle had the hands up. I'm not sure if Henry, again, I think he's a sophomore and any high school kid can make a mistake, but that was going to be tough to get all the way from second to home, like you said.
That was going to be a tough play, but we'll play on here, and we're going to take a quick break as we will see you at the top of the 6th inning for the Pembroke Spartans. And we are back here for the top of the 6th inning, and this is going to be Drew, the right fielder, and Demas is still in the game. And like we were talking about 3-sport athletes, it's kind of the trend here at Plymouth Regional.
Yeah, like I said, I worked for a gentleman, a long-time AD and football coach, Chuck Lenahan, and really encourage that. It's getting a little bit harder and harder nowadays. I think a lot of kids, parents, people feel that they need to specialize. Where I think if you go down to Plymouth State right down the road and talk to some of your coaches down there, I think they would probably take the kid that has a lot of different experiences, those the different competitions, different relationships that you get, how you have to manage things. I think there's so many positives as opposed to the single sport athlete. So, yeah, we still encourage that very much.
That'll be hit out of play to left. A nice far hit, though, will be out of play. But, yeah, I mean, a former 3-sport athlete myself, and it was the best. I mean, you go from football to basketball. I mean, I played volleyball, so it's like you get 3 different group of friends.
Absolutely.
And, 3 different communities, really. Each sport has different parents and stuff like that. So you really get involved with so many more people, and it really balances you out as a person and an athlete as well.
Yeah. Look at the run. I mean, the run you had in football this year at Plymouth State, incredibly special, I'm sure. Very memorable, probably one of the most memorable.
Yep.
But I bet you can go back to your experiences in those other 3 sports that you played. And had you given those up, I think.
And that'll be hit right to second base. Be an easy play there by Brickley.
Yep.
Well, like you said, yeah, I mean, of course, this football season was one of my favorite memories playing sports. But, you look back to high school and you got, and especially with AAU, I was an AAU guy too. And people have time to play where you can really, I was a big basketball guy. So I made the time. If you want to make the time and that's your MO, then you can do it.
Absolutely. You can have a passion and continue to play those other sports. We have many examples of kids that played 3 but then went on and really excelled at a collegiate level at their one passion. And that's going to get through.
Hit.
Colby Moore is now in right field for Ryan Finkel. Another guy, 3-sport, great football season. It was a huge part of that championship run, and then solid basketball played for us, and now out on the baseball diamond. There's a 3-sport athlete for 4 years. But, your days of competition are few and far between. They come to an end quickly, don't they?
Oh, it seems like they've already kind of ended now. I got men's league to look forward to, I guess. Another pitch over to first.
So we try to encourage kids to take advantage of those opportunities to compete, because, again, they end quickly. You try to tell kids that. They don't realize it at 16 years old, but try to take advantage of all the opportunities in front of them.
A little hesitation there. That was going to be close.
He almost got him.
And now looking back, maybe back in the day, it wasn't the easiest. If you only played one or two, obviously you have a little more free time. But looking back, it's like, well, now I got to do all those things. I have all those experience, and it was all worth it. Because you were willing to put the extra work in to do that.
Yep.
Another throw over the first.
Even closer on that one.
Demas wanted that one. Going into the 6th inning here, still a tied game between these Bobcats and Spartans in this young baseball season here in beautiful Plymouth, New Hampshire, as it is tied up 2-2 with Riccio up.
Keep going.
This will be another stolen base attempt, and he will be out.
Yes, sir. Very nice play by Ben Olmsted. All the way around. Demas holding him on. How many times did he throw over? 3 times. Ben Olmsted, who's been a great catcher for 4 years at the varsity level for us, comes up throwing, and a great tag by Henry. That was a nice play all the way around.
Great play all the way around. I mean, we've seen a couple stolen bases and a couple guys thrown out of the base paths here, and I guess there's consistency in that inconsistency.
Right. Early season, I'm not opposed, even with Henry.
Yeah.
I know it was difficult, but kids got to still make the throw and the tag, even with Henry getting thrown out of home. Put a little pressure on some teams.
And more often than not, it makes the other team think twice about what you're doing on the base pass, and obviously being aggressive will lead to more runs eventually.
Yep. I don't know what the third base coach, what the head coach was questioning there. I don't think any umpire in their right mind is going to let the home play, if he was going to appeal it to home. That would have been tough, I think.
It'll be a ball there. We've seen Demas throw a lot of pitches today. We talk about the 6 walks, but has also done a great job of keeping guys off the base paths, forcing guys to hit balls on the ground. And he's been dealing, and that's a strike right there with a big swing by Wagner.
He's still got some pop on the ball, though. He hasn't lost much velocity, I don't think, for not in the time that I've been here.
I mean, besides the first inning, it's really has been smooth sailing. I mean, we've seen someone warming up in the back behind the bullpen or behind the dugout, but you might see Demas go another inning.
Yeah, I mean, we're top of the 6th, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And so, if he can get a quick out here, I believe he'll come out to begin the 7th. Hopefully, could be the last inning.
And Olmsted has done a great job behind the plate, throwing 2 guys out on the base paths today, 2 or 3 really, and it's due to that he's kept guys out of scoring position all day.
That's good, and again, it's a lot of it. I only saw that one really, but a lot of it has to do with Demas and the other pitchers about helping that catcher hold the guy on is so very important.
Definitely.
And again, Garrett did a nice job on that last one.
Demas trying to get out of this inning. That'll be a walk, and that'll be a 7th walk. And obviously, if you can get a quick out here, we probably still see him in that in that 7th inning. But you can't let this one get out of hand.
2 out walks, just like we talked about on that pop-up, that drop pop-up, sometimes come back and haunt you. We hope that doesn't happen.
And that is Riccio on base right now. And this will be Wagner. Sorry, I messed that up. But, Demas doing a great job keeping guys on their toes, making them think twice about going to second, because you never know when he's going to pitch over.
Right. And again, you've said they've attempted at least how many? 4?
At least
4 tries? 3, 4?
Yeah, a couple. I know they've thrown out 2 or 3, but
I was here for 1 stolen base.
We've seen probably 2 or 3 stolen bases, but we've also seen a couple guys get thrown out too
so
by Olmsted.
They're running a lot.
Take the good with the bad. Obviously, stealing. If you can get a good enough lead, especially at this level, and you have some speed, you should be able to get over to second. But Olmsted's done a great job at limiting those.
Yeah, we just got to, the walks. Last game, we had 10 walks that we had in the last game, and now you say we're up at 7. We got to start to bring those down a little bit. Again, not only because of the game in hand and it hurting you in innings. Your pitchers, it's just adding to their pitch count.
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
means more days they have to take off.
Coach Boyle has high expectations for this season, returning so many players on the varsity level. You know, they're a very young team, mostly sophomores, juniors last year. Now they transition to that junior, senior. You know, take that next step forward. Hopefully,
that's what you hope for in a program is see those kids develop and mature, both physically and skill wise, but that maturity and mentality. And so yeah, I know he has. You know, I'm not going to say high expectation. I mean, he's expecting. You know, you don't want to get ahead of
progress.
yourself.
Yes,
Exactly.
Of course.
Yeah.
The next step forward.
Yep.
Trying to compete with some of the higher teams. That's going to be another walk, and that'll advance runners on first and second here. Obviously, we're gonna get a mound visit here.
Yep. Coach Boyle's coming out.
And you know, we're seeing a little more rain here.
Yeah,
It's kind of funny.
We got a change going. I think it's going to be Mike Hogan for Garrett, just changing positions.
And I'll see Demas going off the field. Hogan will take over the pitching duties. We have men on first and second for the Spartans. And we are going to take a quick break here as Hogan gets warmed up. We off? Hey, did you call? I'm not sure why. Not sure. Why? Yeah, I'm not sure because I'm going to that Sox game tomorrow, so might take it easy tonight. There's like a senior trip for the Red Sox, and we're all going tomorrow, like me, Andy, a bunch of all the seniors. So, yeah, but I'll let you know. I'm not saying no necessarily. Oh, for sure, if you want to. All right, word. Peace.
Did the Bees last night. I got Bruins season tickets.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whew.
It was fun. Going again tomorrow night too.
Oh, really? So you drive down there for most of the games, or were you able to, or do you like kind of like sell some of them? Or
No. So I did it. I grew up in Mass too.
Yeah.
I grew up in Central Mass. So
Where
I did it. Lunenburg. It's near
cool.
Fitchburg and
Yeah.
Leominster. So there's three other buddies, four of us
Yeah.
that share them. One has big time company, Dartmouth grad that owns it, and he probably employs 40 people. So
Really?
he carries the bulk of them. My name's on the ticket,
Yeah.
but he carries the bulk, and I get like 21 seats
Wow.
in the season, which isn't much. You know,
Yeah.
if I want to take the family and go,
Yeah.
I can get 5 games of 4, or I can go 10 games of 2. But what I do is split it up. So I
Yeah.
get down to about 10, 12 games
Yeah.
a year.
Wow.
So I'll be down
That's a good
in
amount.
Boston tomorrow too. What time Sox?
And we are back here, and obviously a lot going on in the Boston sports world. We got Bruins playoffs, Celtics playoffs, Red Sox, Yankees are going on. So a lot going on here.
We these kids out on this field, and yourself included a little bit. You guys have been spoiled. Not that we all don't think that we're getting that old, but I'll be 52, and boy, we didn't see when I was growing up. You didn't see too many championships coming through Boston, especially on the Patriots side.
I mean, yeah, the Celtics were really the only, and an occasional Bruin, and obviously the 75 Sox, 86, 67. They had the good when the good teams were really good, they made a name, but obviously not able to convert. But
you guys are spoiled. Trust me.
There's no doubt about that. 11 parades in the last 14 years since 2001.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like you said, the Celts. I kind of grew up with the Celtics, and they obviously were dominant. Not so much in the 80s, but they had 3 championships in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's pretty darn good.
Can't complain.
Good stop by Ben. Good stop.
This is Hogan here, trying to right the ship, trying to make sure these earned runs don't go anywhere, as they would be issued to Demas. And it is still a tied game here, and we're seeing a little more rain. It's kind of weird, as the more sun we're getting, the more rain. As Hogan deals, that'll be a big swing and a miss.
Yeah, this guy's you can't lose this kid. He's got kind of a long swing. So hopefully, Michael, I believe we were talking, but I think it's either 2-2 or 3-2 right now.
Yeah.
I believe it's a 2-2 count.
Hogan can get him right now. Double steal is there. It's most likely a full count then if both runners are going 2 outs.
Yep, you're right. You're right.
Hogan trying to get this one.
Got excited talking about my 81, 84, and 86 Celtics, you know. The
don't
heyday.
blame
Who would
ya.
have thought the short shorts came back?
Yeah, right?
Huh?
Hey, their short shorts are back. And that'll be a hit down to first base, and it should be an easy play, but there's a thundering run by the hitter, but that'll do it for the top of the 6th as Demas has been taken out, but did a great job, only allowing around two runners to score today and about 6 or 7 Ks, and we're going to see at the bottom of the 6th. We are back here for the bottom of the 6th inning as the Bobcats try and take the lead here. It's a tied game right now. Murray still in the game as we've seen the Bobcats starting pitcher being taken out, but
I don't know if this guy's been throwing Garrett breaking balls all along, but first pitch curveball. We'll see what Garrett does with it this time.
this is Garrett Demas still in the game. Now, obviously batting cleanup.
Garrett's a big, strong kid. He's 0-2 right now. I'd like to see him shorten up a little bit and put one in play and see what happens.
He is responsible for a single in the last inning, trying to help his own cause. Off-speed pitch will go right to third base. He's going to have to chug it out and cannot get it. Had a long leap there at first. It was a close play, but no dice here. And that will bring up Nick Quayle. And we were talking about earlier, I don't know if you were there for that game, but the night Quayle had about 3 or 4 3-pointers in clutch time for a big win for the Bobcats in basketball. And I was not there for the end of the season. Did they wind up making the playoffs?
No, they missed out. We've been a number of years now where we're that last spot, so we tied in tie-breaking. If it doesn't go head-to-head, it goes to your rating against tournament teams. And I think it was Bo that got in ahead of us. And they had beat us earlier in the last week of the season, second last game, so they really deserved to be in ahead of us. But, yeah, kids just have fallen short the last couple of years. But when you talk about Nicholas, been watching him since he's been a young kid. He's just kind of a free-spirited, doesn't let much get to him. And that's helpful for that mentality of a 3-ball guy or coming up in the bottom of a 6th in a 2-2 game and hopefully he has that free-spirited mentality. You know, again, sometimes people feel that's a little bit too loose, but as long as he's a competitive, trust me. But he doesn't let much bother him.
Everyone's got their styles, and at that point when they already kind of have it figured out for themselves, you gotta just let them hang loose like that, I guess.
Yep, and he does. Did a good job right there, staying disciplined and not trying to do something too special and takes the walk and gets a runner on first, which we need.
And this will bring up a familiar face for you, as you see him every day in the morning, is Dan Carey.
I don't always see him every morning because he sometimes comes into school a little late.
Getting the late slip from top of the charts with a nice bunt here to advance the runner. Murray gets it, and that'll be thrown away. And that'll advance the runner, and they might be able to score here, and they will. And that'll bring Carey all the way to third as the Bobcats take a 3-2 lead. A simple bunt right there by Dan Carey somehow gets to third base on a wild throw, and he brings in an RBI, and that'll give the Bobcats a 1-run lead and hoping for more.
Good play by Coach Boyle. Good smart baseball. A little inside baseball. Pembroke, from what I've been watching, has been very, very clean all game. The pitcher there just caught a little turf toe, stumbled and threw it away. So I'm glad I'm here to see this because if I got home and I wasn't, Danny would tell me that's a triple down the right field line. So I now can tell him I really saw it. But good for Coach Boyle, good for the kids to get up 3-2. Hopefully can break out to a big inning.
Heads up move there, and Dan was really moving down the first base line, really rushed the Murray on the throw, and we've seen Murray fumble a little bit with the ball, having some trouble fielding today. And luckily for the Bobcats, it's a bad bounce here or there, gives them a 3-2 lead. So
yeah, that was Just it's like we said earlier. It's a game of mistakes. All these games are, and Pembroke, I'm sure, won't let this get them down, and they'll come back fighting.
That's a screaming
nice
pitch,
job.
and they have the infield in, and that'll score carry.
Good job by Benny Olmstead, getting a bat on the ball this year. He's really putting it in play. I like just what you had mentioned. I'm seeing some of these kids take the step up from last year, and just their game growing, and. Now second game of the year, I'm looking forward to see what happens as they move forward.
Absolutely, and this will be Colby Moore as he checked in for Ryan Finkel in right field. And we're going to see if he can put a bat on a ball here, and he does. It's going to go to third. It's going to be a tough play, and that will be out. It was a very close play. It does advance the runner, though.
Yeah, good job by Colby. He doesn't get cheated on swings. He aggressive batter, and I like that one. I like him going after the first pitch. I have no problem
Can't
with
complain about that. Gets a guy in scoring position with 2 outs here. But the damage has been done this inning as the Bobcats have taken a 2-run lead here as it's 4-2 in favor of the hometown team. We're going to try and see if Tony Velez can extend that to 3. It's a high pitch away.
Tony's a kid, a junior for us that, just another 3-sport athlete, football, hockey, baseball, and he is a kid that I've watched him over the years and watched his maturity, and I think I've just really seen some growth in this last few months, moving through football, into hockey, and now baseball, and I'm excited not only for this baseball season, but to see what kind of senior year he's going to have going forward.
Hopefully there's some progression there as well with the wind-up Murray, and that'll be low, but it'll be called a strike. And the hockey team, we watched a couple of you guys coupled up with Kearsarge, and
yep.
we saw progress throughout the games there. There really wasn't a moment where I thought they were a 2-out match. Obviously, some of the scores were a little lopsided, but it's a new program. That'll be a strike 3. But the damage has been done as Dan Carey finds a way to, on a bunt, gets all the way to third base, scores in a run, and then Ben Olmstead gets him in. And it is 4-2 Bobcats, and we will see you at the top of the 7th. Low and outside. As Hogan tries to get out of this one without allowing any runs to score, obviously. Trying to preserve that 2-run lead. And that one will be hit hard by Murray. Chance for a double play, and it goes under the glove.
Great hustle. Great hustle by Henry.
Great hustle by Henry right there. Henry Green, the shortstop, to make sure that Legier did not score on that one. But it's going to be bases loaded with no outs here. Not the situation we want to see if you're the Bobcats. We've seen it before in the first inning where they had the bases juiced. Hopefully we can get a little bit more of that action we saw where the Bobcats were able to come out of that with only 1 run scored.
Well, we talked earlier about a game of mistakes and recovering from them. We'll see how we do here because we've had a couple mishaps to begin the 7th.
Exactly, and Demas just has to put that one behind him, and that one getting away, but
again, great job by Ben, huh? Giving up his body to stop that.
Mm-hmm. And you can tell he's a 4-year varsity guy, making all the right plays, not making the mistakes that you might see a little more inexperienced guy making. And he really has been a rock today for the Bobcats.
So what do we got? We got the middle infield is about halfway. Depth, hopefully with the idea of turning 2. Corners are in a little bit. Probably if it goes to first and third, they're coming home with it. And if it's second or short, they're going to try to get 2 up the middle, I believe.
That would be ideal. Let's see if they can get it. Good spot, good pitch.
Punch out would be nice right here.
Oh, yeah. Set that up with a double play with 1 out. Come out of this with no run score. That's the perfect scenario. That'll be a big strike 3.
Oh.
Or sorry, I guess our pitch count's a little off.
I guess so. I don't know where I missed that one. We must have missed the early one. Getting excited there.
Hogan, and that one will be hit hard. Ability to turn a double play, and they do.
Nice.
One run will score, but a big-time double play by the Bobcats, preserving the lead so far with a guy on third, so they're not out of the woods quite yet, and they're going to need a big out here.
Absolutely, but you kidding me? At this level, what a great turn.
Oh, yeah.
Henry has nice soft hands, flipping it to Demas, and he did a great job turning that double play.
I mean, you can tell that's something they've worked on in practice. But hopefully they can keep this runner on third right there.
Seeing our softball girls make it to the field, so that means their game is over, but I haven't got word yet what I have for a score. I'll try to do it before we get off the air.
Do we have score from women's lacrosse?
I don't. They were down 14-7 late in the game. And tennis, I think, was losing a little bit to a good Co-Brown team, but they started out 3-0 this year.
Oh, great start for them.
Yeah, both boys tennis and girls tennis were, I think, both were 3-0 going into today.
It's a great complex here, too. Everything's all together.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a little tough to get back here for some elderly people, but it is a great venue.
It's kind of like a one-stop for everything. If you want to check out a lacrosse game, you can. If you want to check out the baseball game, you can go back and forth. Tennis, you kind of have it all right there.
That's why it was a great day today.
Just
have everything. This early in the spring, like you just mentioned earlier, just get out and get the season going.
That'll be roped. Took a weird bounce off the clay, and that'll be
close. Good job.
Very close play there, but the Bobcats make a play, and they strand a runner on third. The damage was done as the Spartans were scoring a run there, but the Bobcats will hold on to a 3-4 lead for now as they will bat in the bottom of the seventh.
No, it's ball game. 7-inning game in high school.
Oh, that 7-inning game?
Yeah, that's over. That's why that double play up the middle, I'm telling you. Everything we talked about where mistakes happen and Plymouth was able to play through it and close that game out. So, Colin, I always enjoy you guys covering these games.
Oh, and we love doing it. We love getting out here, getting the coverage in for all these guys. Shame on me for not knowing it wasn't a 9-inning game.
It's all right. You played in the wooden bat league, and now you're thinking 9 innings. So
but big win right there for the Bobcats. Their first win of the season. We're gonna have a talk with Coach Mike Boyle after the game and see his thoughts on this win. But thank you for tuning in, Bobcat Nation.
Which is a good job. So we need him to continue to do that.
Absolutely, and you guys were very aggressive on the base pass today, and luckily that worked out in your favor. So kind of talk about that philosophy there.
Yeah, we're a team that we got pretty good team speed, and we like to be aggressive. Make defenses throw the ball around a little bit and put that pressure on them. And I think our guys did a great job today. A little bit of small ball get us going there late in the game, and that's stuff we're going to have to do to win.
Absolutely. And we talked before the season, obviously last year mostly sophomores, juniors. Now we kind of transitioned into the juniors, seniors. Have you seen the progression you would have expected so far?
Yeah, I think every year with high school age kids, every year you see them get a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, and then hopefully that experience will translate. This year with the weather, we haven't been able to do as much as we'd like. As far as the game X's and O's go. So we're going to count on that extra year of experience for them to, bounce back quickly in the short spring season that we have.
Absolutely, but it was no doubt a great win today. I want to thank you for coming over. Congratulations on the win. This has been Colin Letty with Pembroke TV. Thank you for joining in, Bobcat Nation.